Hi, and welcome back to Trending BizTech. My name's Eric, and this is Jack. We're excited to be back here today, and we have a few topics to go over that have happened in the past couple of weeks here. The first thing that we're going to be going over today is Microsoft 365. It's not Office 365. It's a little bit of a change, so we're going to let you know what changes there. Also, GitHub and is going to be acquired by Microsoft, so that's going to have a lot of new features as well. We'll let you know about that. Next up is Autotask and Datto just merged, and there's a new integration for their platform. I know it's a tool that a lot of IT service providers use. After that is Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. We'll go ahead and cover some of the new features specifically around IT and how it can help out. So how are we going? We'll be getting off with Jack here with Microsoft 365s. What do we got?
With Microsoft 365, this is a subscription software from Microsoft. It offers your OS, so Windows 10 Home, Professional, and it also offers Microsoft Office, whatever suite you want for that. And it also offers security like Azure and cloud services. It's called their security and mobility package. And there's 3 versions of this. There's Microsoft 365 Enterprise, Microsoft 365 Business, Microsoft 365 F1, and Education.
Interesting. So does that include the actual version of the operating system as well then? It sounds like everything's in one?
Yeah, everything's in one. It's so your IT technician can manage all of it easily.
I see.
So say you buy a new piece of hardware and your hardware seller or your IT admin registers that MAC address or the serial ID with Microsoft's 365 Cloud. So they'll have the serial number of your computer up in the cloud, and once your IT admin has set image of programs you want, programs, software, third party, doesn't have to be Office. Once that's set and the end user turns the computer on, all your software will be automatically downloaded, and your hardware will be straight to go.
That's going to be very easy for onboarding new employees and everything, new computers and everything like that, huh?
Yeah. So this let's dig down deeper into Office 365. A feature called Autopilot is what I just described. But for the enterprise, Office 365 includes all your software suites. That's meant for 300 users plus. So enterprise grade home, or not Windows 10 Home, Windows 10 Professional. Every single suite Office has to offer, and their top level security. Business level is top level software again, but this time it's for 300 users under. And F1 is for frontline factory workers. Education is for nonprofit and or educational.
They're just making it easier and easier for IT people, huh?
Yeah.
That's great.
And
I'm excited about that. We're excited. That sounds great.
Sounds great, except, I don't know, it could be great to save money, because I know if you buy Microsoft OS, Windows 10, it's gonna run you about $200 for the professional version. But if you go with this suite, it's $20 to $60 per computer or per user.
Is that per month or per year?
Per month.
Really interesting. Well, let's see how companies adopt that as well. It seems like it could be quite pricey. That's an issue with a lot of cloud companies right now, is that when you begin to get 300 users or more, it begins to get quite pricey. So we'll see how this rolls out. It'll be interesting. What's next on there?
Do you want to go or talk about GitHub?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and talk about GitHub, since we're on the topic of Microsoft already. What's up with GitHub and Microsoft?
GitHub is going away. Microsoft is about to acquire it in the next couple of days, and some 20 million software developers that used to work for GitHub or currently still do work at GitHub are about to work for Microsoft. And this rumor came through Bloomberg, and as you know, Microsoft doesn't like to comment, and their VP of Communications, Frank X. Shaw, says, we don't ever comment on this sort of rumor. But it's coming from some pretty credible sources, so I would expect GitHub software devs to be working with Microsoft, especially when they're about to roll out Microsoft 365.
That'll be interesting. A huge repository of different codes is essential for developers, so we're excited for that to roll out and see what that includes as well. Next up on the list is Autotask and Datto. Autotask is a huge company that is a huge tool that IT companies use to manage their customers, update their tickets, also to help out with sales. Basically an all-in-one tool to handle the management of devices and the customer relationship as well. Now, Autotask is teaming up with Datto, and Datto is a huge technology leader in the backup and disaster recovery areas. And so if your server goes offline and it's inside, Datto is going to take over and basically virtualize your server and allow it to run in your network and act like your server wasn't having any problems at all. So from the Autotask dashboard and control system, they're going to be able to see updates on the backups, real-time snapshots of the actual backup recovery, and a lot more information on that. And so this will be rolling out in the next, or it's already integrated. So if you're an IT solution provider, I encourage you to check this out a little bit more and see how you can use it in your business. After that is Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. They just had it, I think it was last week, right?
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of coverage on that too.
Okay. So I've been hearing that they've been increasing a lot with their privacy due to the whole Facebook scandals that's happening right now. It's also going to be improving the performance on your phone, and a few new features like screen time and group notifications. So let me go on to that. First off, the performance. Apple is trying to make the performance on these phones and your devices much quicker. You know, last year they had a lot of bugs in the very beginning, also exposing the user credentials and root access through the Finder, which was kind of embarrassing on Apple's part.
Wow.
And so they're trying to really fix all those and improve the performance on here. We should see iOS operating quicker and macOS operating quicker on the same hardware, which that's going to be nice, so they're not pushing you to purchase a new phone or a new computer as well.
Apple business model wise, like everyone thinks it's the holy grail. Like, oh, back in the day I used to hear Macs can't get viruses. I was like, okay, they can, but why do you have that standard in your head? And I think this is the first crack at, or the first chip on Apple's shoulder that's like, Apple is not the perfect company and data loss still can occur and breaches still happen.
I don't know if it's the first, but you know, it is for sure making people consider other options, I would say. Yeah.
But it's really hard to escape that Apple ecosystem.
I agree. We see here with the watch and the computer here. I'm a victim to it myself, I'd say.
It's okay, I have Google.
All right, well, next up is the privacy. Since we've been having all these issues with Facebook and Twitter and Google, it's been a really trending topic in the news lately. Apple is shutting down the share buttons on third-party websites, making it a lot harder for third parties to track you. Additionally, there's going to be apps that are asking you to open up your camera and open up your email and be able to access and ask for permissions in all these other areas. So, you know, you don't really have to worry about a hacker hopping on your computer and taking over your camera and you not knowing. You're going to have a notification that comes up and asks if you want to allow that. And so they're going to be having these types of permission notifications, kind of like how you have on your iPhone. if you open up Facebook for the first time, it asks you, would you like it to allow to access the camera and the microphone. It's going to be the same on Apple computers as well.
Is that going to be every time, or like you said, the first time? Like every time I want to Skype someone, or?
I'm not sure. We'll be installing the beta version of this software as soon as it's out to beta customers, and so we'll update you on that. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they give you an option, yes once or yes forever, or no, don't allow that permission. So we're gonna be having these promised for your email database, your iMessage history, your Safari data, Time Machine backups, iTunes device backups, locations and routines, and system cookies. So they were really cracking down on privacy in this issue. Also, apps are going to be now notarized from Apple, and so if you have an app that's notarized from Apple, it's not going to be asking you for those permissions. Next up is screen time. I've heard from a lot of customers that they want to limit their children's screen time on iPhones and screen time on specific apps as well. So here Apple's going to be allowing app limits to spend less time on those apps. Parents can create allowances for their kids with features like downtime, always allowed, and content privacy. And so that's exciting for teachers and parents. I think they wanted that feature for a while.
Can I share something with like that human integration through tech?
Yeah.
So this is geared more towards children or students who are not glued to the iPad. Another integration thing like that is Amazon Alexa. I was reading recently that Amazon Alexa, you can have it set up so where you have to say please and thank you, because like a lot of kids who are with a babysitter or just kind of alone, they have to say please and thank you to get their manners up, or Alexa won't.
I like that.
Alexa
really
will
cool.
not respond to the command. And I mean, these things are just getting way more prominent, and I would see how this would really help. And if it didn't, it's just like, hey Alexa, do this for me. It's not like, hey Alexa, thank you, or please.
I think that'll help with kids in their development, be more personable, and actually, still having manners. We don't want everyone commanding people to do things just because we're used to talking to things like Siri and virtual assistants. That's a good thing to add on there.
It's just I thought it was funny. I was like, oh.
So I guess going back over to Apple, a little off track there, but the next thing is group notifications. If you have an Apple, one of the more annoying things or things that you'd like to change is when you wake up in the morning or something like that, you see 1,000 notifications for everything. These are going to be grouped into bunches where you can click on them and see the individual notifications. I think I'll prefer that specifically a little bit more myself.
It's on the iPhone, right?
Yeah, that'll be on the iPhone and on macOS as well. Last things is on Apple Watch. There's going to be coming out with a lot of new features, but I know I'm personally excited about the walkie-talkie app. When you have a short thing to say, if I want to just be like, hey Jack, what's going on in the office? Have you gone to lunch yet? Can you give me something? And just short things like that. You don't have to pick up a text, and I'm excited about that. Just one little feature that's going to be added on to Apple Watch, and that was announced at the Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. So, what else do you have to add? Anything else?
I didn't go to the Apple Watch. If you guys remember, that was really a thing for smartphones if you were driving, or if you just wanted to play around with it. They had walkie-talkie apps, and they were very functional. But I see if you're with an Apple Watch, actually, does it integrate with phones? Like if I don't have an Apple Watch, and I have an iPhone,
I don't know.
And you just send me something, I'm like, can I still have my iPhone and just talk?
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait for the beta versions of the software, I think, before we find those answers out.
That's interesting. But if you have two Apple Watches, I can see it like being very functional if you're driving. And I know if you don't want, it's all in the trust of the assistant. If you want to say and voice type while you're driving, because you're not going to be able to look down to check on it. And I know with Google Text, it has you read it back. So that'd be a really cool feature to have if it reads back. But just for hands-free work that you don't need a full conversation, is like, have you had a lunch? No. All right, then go take a lunch.
Or go get me some lunch, or what you getting for lunch, and I don't know, just short messages like that. So, anyways, I think that's it for today. Anything else you'd like to add, Jack, before we get going?
Yes. Show notes for this blog will be posted on our website, endlesstechsolutions.com, and down in the description of this video. If you like to see the sources we cited, go check them out for yourself. But that's it for me.
That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you again here soon. Subscribe, comment, like our page, and thanks for visiting. We'll see you guys.